So, so this is, I believe this is my third day of the journey, and I'm sitting in a sauna. It is, what is it? Thursday, October 20th, 2022. And I woke up this morning, and it wasn't work that I thought about. It wasn't anything like pressing, or like as far as financial, just the business in general, right? I woke up and I was thinking about how grateful I am to have such an incredible wife. My wife she's been a rock, and I know like it's like really customary to say like somebody's your rock, but for me, it's everything. When I think about her, it's like she's anchored anchored me like so much, man. When we met, I had three three kids all to myself, and without like a thought, she swooped in. There's so many other people that was just telling her like, girl, what are you doing? What are you like, are you crazy? You only got one son and you're gonna marry this dude or even be with this dude that is really kind of the opposite of what you got going on. She's very successful in her career, and man, she just jumped in. She jumped in. I had a 1 year old walking around, 7 year old, and my stepdaughter was still with me at the time. And she, without a freaking second thought, she jumped in there. She was buying groceries, dropping them off. Me and my daughter were sick, so sick that we couldn't even um, walk from downstairs to upstairs. We're sleeping on a fold out leather couch uh, that I had bought from a friend. I think it was like $30, but she came over and she was just taking care of us, and just like from the very beginning, like amazing, right? And we binded our lives together so much that I forgot that we had only been dating for like 4 or 5 months. Crazy, right? We had moved in together. We had moved in together. I still had a house. I was still in the military, but I never went. I never went there, and we were just like, hey, what the heck are we doing? Right? I was in the middle of I think I was going to move off of base into an apartment, and she's like, why don't we just look for one together? And it was just insane how that happened, right? And I was, shortly thereafter, I'm getting out of the military and don't have a job, and we start talking about marriage. That's how tight we was. That's how supportive she was. Getting back on my feet and getting my credit to where it is right now. Like, it was all because of the stuff that she did. So I'm just reflecting, man. I'm turning 40 next month, so I'm thinking a lot. I'm thinking a lot about our successes that we have in life. Thinking about the obstacles. Man, like, we were together. I was in my 20s, and now I'm getting ready to turn 40. And the linchpin to all of that, to me, like getting to where I'm at right now, 39 years old, getting ready to turn 40 in less than a week. I think about her strength. I think about her courage, and just the way that she's been down since day one, right? A lot of entrepreneurs, we forget about our foundation. We forget about the things that matter, and that's what matters. What matters is our family. What matters the most is the people that's been down for us, or since day one, the people they really down for us right now, even if the right now is just for today. What matters is cultivating those relationships, and it's something I had never really even thought about when it came to business, but it is, I think, a success value. It's definitely a success value. But I think about the deaths that we've had since we've been together. Us working, us both working, trying to take care of her parents, doing the right thing for my side of the family, being there for different folks, and not getting paid money back or just being totally played. Like, she's been there, like, this whole time. She's been my rock. She's always fought for me. We've always fought for each other, and I would never forget that. I would never let anybody forget that comes across me, man, because I get asked, like, so often in interviews on other people's podcasts, like, man, you must be proud, or they'll say something like, you're a natural at this, or especially like when it comes to speaking. And I always go back to the moments that before a speech, even before I even thought about wanting to give a speech, I would get called on because I was working in leadership to give certain presentations or to speak in front of our platoon. It was like my job to, like, really address our folks every single day when I was in the Marines. And it was hard for me. It's always been hard for me. But Jenny has been that person that I'm like, hey, I'm struggling. And she's like, oh, you got this, babe. You got this. And I always say, you just said that because you're my wife or whatever. But she saw something in me that I did not see. So that's why every single podcast that I get on and somebody asks me what the secret is, like, I give them, like, good tactics, the things that we've done. And I always say we. And they're like, we? They think that it's just me because, man, I'm the face of our company. And whether it's, TV interviews on radios, interviews on podcasts, whatever, it's me that's doing it. Except for one, man, we've actually had a chance to do an interview together with the association, the American Association of Pet Parents, which is really cool. We talked about how our dog has, basically been there with us through different tragedies in our life, and it was really cool talking to her about that. But for the most part, it's just been me. My wife has no desire to be in front of the camera to take credit for anything. She's the type of person that if you have a birthday, you get a card or whatever it is from me, well, from us, like, she'll put both of our names on there. Won't even tell me what it is, or, I know y'all got somebody out there like that just, like, that's down for you. Like, they'll do something for you and give you credit for something, because that's not what they want. That's not what they care about. But sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have this burning desire, we have this goal, we have this dream, and once we start getting close, right? Once we start getting really, 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 really close, or we start realizing that, in fact, we can do this thing that we set out to do, we forget about the people that was behind us. sometimes in front of us, sometimes pushing us, rowing us. We forgot about the other person. So I want you to really think about like who's with you right now in this very moment, because I know the folks that listen to this, they're emerging, they're trying to go somewhere. If the message isn't clear, um, as far as the target that we're trying to hit is, we're talking about leaders and entrepreneurs. You're a leader in your house. This pertains to you. If you're an entrepreneur, this definitely pertains to you, because this is the stuff that regular other podcasts, they're not gonna talk to you about this, like as they're going through it, as they're reflecting, because a lot of people, man, we don't want to look weak. Just like I couldn't do this show, the direction that we're taking this show, I could not do it if I was sitting in the studio. It just wouldn't feel right. Like, this isn't even recorded. There's no cameras that we spent a gazillion dollars on. There's no audio equipment. There's nothing. Right now, it's me just sitting in the sauna inside of my house, looking at the temperature. It's like 133 degrees in here, and I'm just talking, just telling you what's on my soul, and the lessons learned. So I hope that you're putting this down. I hope that you're digesting this. That's the only thing that is a little bit painstaking about this process, is knowing that there's folks right now in Russia, or what I see, Yugoslavia. I saw Germany. I saw France. I saw some really cool places last time we looked at our stats that actually listened to the show. That, like, really every single episode, they're downloading it. Most devices that it's automatic, but they're still watching it. It's still going to their feed, and that makes me so happy. It makes me so happy to get the responses on our previous shows, right, where we were bringing some really cool people on, industry leaders, people that are easily recognized for the success, but not necessarily the failures or the obstacles that they had to overcome. We don't necessarily see that. I've been watching something. I think her name is Selma Blair. She's dealing with multiple sclerosis, and everything that she's doing now, she's peeling it back. She's letting the public know that she has it. There was a while that people at Netflix and different organizations and different actors that she worked with knew what she was going through, but she they kept it in. They kept it confidential for her, out of respect for her. And once she freaking lifted that and she started talking, she started telling her story and what she was going through, she you could just see this joy on her face when people would come up to her and tell her how much their story has impacted them, because that's her life's work. No matter who you are, no matter what business you have, if you work in the automotive industry, see, normally on any other podcast, like, that would have been cut and snipped and put together. Not even on my podcast in the studio would I do that. But so yeah, you're gonna just get me just sometimes just rambling. But her work is different. It has a different meaning. It's the same body of work. She's doing the same thing, but there's so much passion behind it, because she's talking and doing extra work behind the scenes now because of something that she care about. This something so deep to her. And that's another thing to add to that. If you're on the verge of trying to figure out where your tribe is, the people that you serve, look at some of the things that's brought you pain that you've been able to manage. And that's another thing about my wife. I see her, and because this is definitely about your support system, but and everything that come with it. But my support system uh, in business and in life, my wife, Jenny, um, I'm seeing her doing something incredible. We're going through some serious stuff uh, with my children and some of the things that they got going on with different immune challenges, and just to see my wife, just to see her help other families that were once where we're at, and get it even information from folks that are farther along than us, but just to see her immersed in that community, it means so much. And I see her just really following her purpose. The reason why she was put on earth is to help heal other people, to help guide them. That's what my wife is. My wife is such a guider. If she sees some symptoms or anything like that on somebody that one of our kids are dealing with, she's sending them the information. I see her doing it, and I'm just so freaking inspired by her. Right? That's another good trait for that person that's going to be the anchor in your life, is they inspire you to do something. They don't necessarily have to be like you, right? They don't have to be like you, because imagine two people like you. Imagine the nerve, how much you get on your spouses or business partner nerve. You don't want two of you, because that just don't go together, right? Two of the same really does not go together. We're communal people. We're here to serve one another, and that one another, that's the people that don't look like us, the people that don't act like us, people sometimes even from different tribes, right? That's just the way that this works. But what she does is she serves. She points them in the right direction. So, and that's her gift. And that's what she's been able to do with me, and some of the things that I do in business is guide me in the right direction. So you see that whole thing when people say that, oh man, it's not what is, I think I brought it up the other day at a board retreat, where it was just like, that kind of goes out of the window. The whole, it's not personal, it's business. This is business, it's not personal. That goes out of the window when you're dealing with real people, right? Unless you're hiring AI robots, 100% of your staff, you're dealing with real people. Unless you're making transactions with robots, like you're dealing with real people. So all business is personal. There's no such thing as this is just business, because it doesn't work like that. So I want to encourage you to start thinking about that, right? Thinking about the people that you're going to serve, thinking about the people that serve you right now, and staying connected as a leader in your community, a leader at work. You might think that just because you don't have a leadership position, you might think that you're not a leader. But how many of you, let me know, send me a message, let me know how many of you have worked for a manager that wasn't a leader. A leader, somebody that guides you, that helps you, that gives you information, they show compassion, they listen to you, they take you into consideration for different promotions and different things that's going to advance your life. They look out for you, they're your guides. How many of you have worked for a manager that wasn't a leader? A manager that wasn't a leader. So you don't have to necessarily be in that position in order to be a leader. Some of the best leaders that I work with were the leaders, good or bad, right? That wasn't in that position. So this is for you too. My business owners, you're definitely leading. You might not know this yet. You're our biggest audience, the people that we talk to, they're mainly solopreneurs. So they're working really hard. I'm talking to you. Like, don't forget about your anchor. The people that are serving you, the people that you're intending on serving. This is extremely important. And it's really hard, to lose sight of that when you have the leadership trait, just like many entrepreneurs and leaders. You have the leadership trait of being a visionary type leader. Sometimes we forget about that because our eyes are so focused on the vision. We forget about the people that's helping us, that's keeping that vision. We forget about the people that keeps us anchored, that keeps us in the dirt while we float, while we do our job. So whoever you got in your life, make sure you show them an immense amount of gratitude. The people that are keeping you anchored. I'll see you tomorrow. I might even do another one later. I really love this. I started closing like 7 minutes ago, right? But this is good stuff. I love this. This helps me out quite a bit, especially in the mornings and after a long, hard day. Those are the two times where I'm just like, man, I just feel like talking about this journey and really giving the people the nitty gritty. Because like I said, I don't see too many shows doing what we're doing. So on that note, I want you to just really think about those people, right, that we talked about before, the people that are keeping you anchored, the people that are holding you down while you float, keeping you from going to the deep end, right? Because Lord knows if it's all up to me, it's all up to my devices, I'm going towards the deep end. Because man, I'm such a visionary. Sometimes when I lose sight of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I get to one point and I'm like, it's time to go to another one, right? And I guess that's a good trait. But I really want to make sure that I stay grounded. And being an entrepreneur, being an emerging leader, you need to create an environment of people, places, and things that's going to keep you grounded. It's going to keep you grounded. It's very important. Self-belief is important, but without your community, man, you're nothing. If you're not in a situation to where you're serving or being served by a community, like, you are absolutely nothing. You could try to go at it alone, but you can't. You can't. So take care of your anchors.